we put the,
You just keep the 148, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You can put it away, it doesn't... But yeah, get the 117. Once you have the 117, go ahead and go back over to the PowerPoint.
What's the little thing we do if we have a question?
Huh?
You wave. You wave.
Oh, you
Shift
wave?
5. Shift 5. You
Hi.
Got it.
Yeah.
By the way, all the shift and the shift number things are on the numpad, not on the number bar.
Are we scooting up board each time we come back here?
I think they are, which is fine, as you hear me a little bit louder. Just make sure everyone
when you stand in
got
front of
number 17, little antenna farm going on here. Yep, everyone's got it. Alright, good. So, the same thing as last time, select the 117 with Control Shift A or S. And once you have 117 selected, Control Shift X, bring it up. And you're presented with a more complicated interface than either of the others. Long green thing. Everybody got it up? Yeah, okay. Let's see, on the interface you have 001, 036, 65. Like the 148, this operates on the same frequency, so these radios can intercommunicate with each other. They're referred to as long-range radios, and are often used by squad leaders and platoon leaders, and other fire support assets, cache, etc.
Vehicles.
Is that a question? I thought I heard something. Alright. On this radio, a couple things you need to know are the volume key. So that'll be the rocker, the plus minus VOL on the left side of the keypad. Press minus decreases volume, button increases volume. Okay, on the right side you have the other rocker that says PRE, stands for preset channel, preset frequency, whatever. Up takes you to channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, etc. Down will take you back to 1. Just leave it on 1 for now. And then to change the power on this radio, it's a bit more complicated, so pay special attention. You'll want to press the 8 key on the number pad, not on your keyboard, on the radio interface. Press the 8 key. It'll say select a net. Just press enter. And then you'll come where frequency is flashing. Press the left arrow that's on next to the 3 key on the radio interface. Press the left arrow twice. And until power is highlighted. Everyone got power highlighted?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a yeah. Okay, press enter. And you'll come to the screen you've seen before. It says current and new. Just press the left arrow till 20,000. This radio will go up to 20,000. I don't know the units of the power, but 20,000.
I believe it's 26 kilometers.
Somebody said kilometers. I don't think that's right, but whatever.
20. I think I heard somewhere it was 26 clicks or something like that.
I don't know. But this radio is 4 times as powerful as the 148. So once you have 20,000 flashing, just press enter. And it'll take you back to the main interface. You now have this channel is set for 20,000 power. Again, every time you change the channel, you'll have to change the power again. So if you need to swap over to talk to your helicopters on another net, you'll have to change the power to 20,000 again. Alright? You will not encounter this radio much. It's a pack radio. It's a very powerful radio. Only usually radio operators for platoon sections and JTACs, etc. carry it. Occasionally a platoon leader will have one. But as a normal fireman or rifleman, you will not encounter this radio. But I do teach it as it is in very common use on the server. Alright, press Control Shift X, bring that away again. Alright, a couple more things to cover with Acre. Spatialization keys. When you have multiple radios, like you're a radio operator or whatever, it's useful to put your radios on separate ears. So what you can do is, like, all of you have the 117 selected right now. Hold down Control Shift and press the left or right arrow key on your keyboard. So
oh yes.
Now you have the 117 set. It's the radio set to whatever ear you set it to, left or right. So now when you receive a transmission on this radio, all sound
will be in your right ear.
Come out of your left ear.
Or whatever
you
ear you set it to.
The left earbud of your headset. Alright? Because you can hear people testing it right now. Yeah, you hear everything out of the left ear or the right ear, depending which one you picked. Okay. Likewise, you can select another radio, like select your 148, and just do the opposite. Control Shift and the opposite arrow. You can, such as I just set my 148 to my right ear. So when people transmit on the 148, it'll come out of the right ear. You see, what happens with radio operators is that they often monitor several channels at a time. So they'll have their 117 on like a fire support channel, and then they will have their 148 on probably the platoon channel, whatever. So it's very useful to have separate channels coming out of separate ears. This makes it very easy. You can do this with the 343 as well if you want to. To set a radio back to center, just press Control Shift up arrow. Control Shift up arrow brings it back to center. Is that a question?
Yeah, so what radios are compatible with the 148? Like, is the 152 compatible, or sorry, the 117 compatible with the 148?
Okay.
Yes.
All the radios listed in the bottom row up on the slide, the 117, the 119, the 152, and the 148 all operate on the same set of frequencies, so they can communicate with each other. The 343 is the only radio we have that operates on its own set of frequencies, and that's just because it's only for squad communication. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I did spatialization. Couple things. If you use your scroll wheel, you'll have several options, but the one you want to pay attention to is lower headset. What this does is essentially just lowers the global volume of all your radios. Your radios get very quiet, you can barely hear them. This is handy if you're trying to listen to what someone's saying next to you and you're on a very busy net. So if you want to just quickly put all your powers to low, just hit lower headset. And then you can just hit raise headset again to restore them to normal. If you ever hear that your radios have become super quiet, make sure you haven't pressed this option by accident. Alright. Shack Tech volume. We have a relatively recent add-on that we did that allows me to control actually how loud I am just by when I'm speaking normally in real life. So, like, I'm shouting right now so that all of you can hear me. That's why I'm probably pretty loud to you, those of you in the front row. But to do this, to control this add-on, you need to have a key set in your options. So everyone bring up your options menu, escape, then options, and then controls.
I already did it, so I'm not gonna do it again.
And if I can find it.
I already know all this stuff. This is mostly for guests.
That says talk on
and considering I've played on here for almost a year, I know all this stuff.
You'll need to bind that to a key. So everyone just pick a key right now. It says talk on direct channel.
Mine is insert. I recommend insert.
Got that? Yep. You don't want to bind it to anything that's in use. You don't want to bind it to your TeamSpeak key. There's something separate. Once you've done that, just press OK, and then close the menu and come back to game. Everyone bound a key?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So now that you have a key bound, hold that key down and use your scroll wheel. Use your mouse scroll wheel. Scroll up and down.
Once you hold down the key, you'll see a little slider window come up. It'll say whisper, normal, and shout. Does everyone have that come up?
Yes.
Yes.
Copy.
Excellent. So like you see when you scroll your mouse, it'll change your volume there. Alright. If you can't get it to change, just kinda hold it down and scroll fast. I don't know, I have problems with it sometimes. But right now this should be set, or default it comes at normal in the middle. So you're not too quiet, you're not too loud.
Caps lock was on.
You only change it usually when you're in TVTs. It's very useful to lower it to like whisper, so that if you're very close to enemies, they can't hear you. I would leave it on normal unless you're directed to lower it or raise it by a squad leader or someone like that. But normal, I don't know the exact ranges of what people can hear you at, so don't ask. But yeah,
Tripping over that guy.
you don't really want to be shouting unless you're in a co-op and you need to talk to a lot of people at once. Alright, anybody got any questions on anything in the Acre unit? Yeah.
What radio do they use when you're in a Humvee? It's on the on the vehicle racks.
Invisible.
Depends on the Humvee,
thingy.
I think. Some of the Humvees don't come with a radio. You have to mount your own. Usually all the vehicle rack radios are 117s though.
Okay.
There is one Humvee where you can mount like a 148 in it, and you can set it to, speaker, which will mean it'll talk to people around you. People around the Humvee can hear the radio. It's kind of cool, but it only works on one of them. Is that another question?
Jimbo, you got one lap at once.
I can't hear you. Hold on. What, Jimbo?
You got one lap at once. I'll tell him it's too late.
Okay. Who had a question? Brandon? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I missed when you said how to change the volume from whisper to shout.
Scroll wheel. Hold down that key to bring up
Okay.
that slider and scroll wheel.
Alright, thanks.
Alright. Cool. Looking back at this, anybody have any more questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, right here.
Yeah.
If I was to lower my headset, would I lower my headset for one radio or two radios?
All of them.
All
It's global across all your radios.
Okay, thank
It's the easiest way I find to think of it is if you're wearing headphones, imagine when you lower your headset, putting your headphones around your neck.
you. Got it.
I'm gonna use that example in future courses. Alright, so just to recap here, on the radio specifically, the 117 pack radio, the 119 is also a pack radio, it's not as powerful. If you encounter the 119, just a second, Kamikaze. If you encounter the 119, the interface is very simple to use and you should be able to figure it out. If you can't ask someone around you, they can explain it relatively quickly. The 152, very rare. I don't even know how to work it. I'll admit that right now. I've never encountered it in an actual mission. The 148, obviously very common. Handheld, long-range radio. Alright, Kamikaze, you got a question?
Okay, so on the radios that you have to change the power individually for each channel, do you have to do it each time, or does it, like, remember that its power is up?
Every time you change the channel, you have to change the power for that channel.
Like, even if you did it
hold
before?
on. I think I haven't actually tested this. Let me do it real quick. I know what you're asking now.
Depends on the long range.
Okay, if you set channel 1 to 20,000 and you have to go back to channel, if you have to go to channel 2 to whatever and you set it to whatever you need to, you come back to channel 1, it's still set at 20,000. It remembers your power settings for every channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yep. In the back.
Okay. I've encountered this a couple times already, and I'm not sure how to do it. But a couple times as a fire team leader, we have to customize our frequencies. Are we gonna go over that, or is that for another course?
You might want to turn your mic volume up again. I think I heard your question, but just turn your mic volume up and ask it again.
Custom radio frequencies. Are we gonna go over that?
I don't usually cover that in the familiar course, no.
Okay. Sounds cool.
I've only had to do it a couple times in actual play. That would be covered in the RTO course, though. So yeah, I think we're done with Acre. Anything else?